Okay. Hi, and welcome to the Marketing for Writing Coaches show. In this program, I sit down with the best marketing experts so that you, the writing coach, can focus on what is really important, setting up a reliable marketing strategy without the overwhelm. My name is Anne, and I help writing coaches get more clients. My guest of today helps small and medium-sized enterprises to grow their online visibility. She does that through effective brand building, SEO, and strategic content management. Get ready to be blown away by Remi Audette, the founder of Sunday Best Digital. Hi, Remi. How are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, because you are really someone who's absolutely passionate about SEO. But tell us, why should a writing coach be as passionate as you are about SEO?
Well, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And the reason it's so important is because of the billions of people that use Google every day to help them solve problems. And for a business owner, it's really important that you are showing up for the words and the questions that your clients are asking, because you have valuable services and people need those. So showing up for that is really, really important and great for business as well, because organic search doesn't cost anything, whereas, with ads, it's like a tap. You turn the tap on or you turn your ads on and you can get results, but if you turn them off, the results stop coming. So organic search is a great way to get traffic without needing to pay for that traffic.
And also, it's a lifelong thing. It's something you put it in place, and then it can help you for as long as you want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Great thing. And actually, I had a second question on that. So, how often do you think you have to change SEO? Maybe we will talk about this later, but I was thinking, when I was saying lifelong, I guess it's not that lifelong, that at one point or another you have to change some of the things.
Yeah, well, it's definitely at the start, it is, hard work, and you do have to put either time or money into it. But there definitely comes a time where there's a snowball effect. So you start putting in a lot of effort, and eventually you can put in less effort, but to get the same or even better results. So yeah, it does definitely snowball once you start working on it.
Okay, so in the beginning, it's really where there's lots of work, and then little by little, you don't have to put that much effort in.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes us to that beginning. Where do we start? Where do we, as a writing coach, start to make our website as good as possible with SEO?
Yeah, so I guess the starting point would be with keyword research. And these are sort of like, it's the foundation of any good SEO strategy, because keywords are the words and phrases that people type into Google. And keyword research is really important because it helps you understand what your ideal clients are searching for, what problems they have, what language they use. And so you can find keywords and include them on your website in strategic places to ensure that you show up for those results. So that's definitely the first step. The second step is including them on your website, making sure that the content that you write on your website actually matches the intent of the keyword, because when people turn to Google to search, they've got different priorities. So some people might be looking to solve a problem and they're looking for information. Others might be looking to buy something. So it's really important that you match the keyword with the type of content on your page, and then include that keyword in your title tag and meta description, which are the words that come up on Google in the search results. Making sure that your website is fast, and just making sure that you're giving a good customer experience. I think if you are doing your best to make your customer experience really seamless, then you'll get rewarded. And basically that's what SEO is. You're doing SEO if you're trying to improve the customer experience.
Yeah, the customer experience of having someone who can easily find you. For example, a romance writer is looking for a romance writing coach, so they just type in romance writing coach or help with writing romance, and then they get from A to Z. It's a seamless process to find you and work with the writing coach, right?
Yeah, and navigate your website really well and find the information they need easily and quickly.
Can you give us a little bit more tips and advice on how we can find those keywords? Because it always seems very difficult for us to identify what is the exact keyword that we should use and that will make that our website will appear first on the Google page.
Yeah, so I think the first step is to think about what you want to show up for when people are searching for you, and think about all the different ways you can say that as well, with synonyms or different, if you have niches, looking at those niches as well. Then I would start by just doing a Google search of those and seeing who's showing up, seeing what words are being used, seeing what Google is suggesting when you type it into the search bar, and also scrolling to the end of the search results page to see the other keywords that Google think are very relevant. I would also then start to look at some keyword research tools. So there are tons out there, free and paid. So it really depends on if you want to invest a lot of money into keyword research or if you want to do it yourself. Some paid tools include SEMrush, Moz, Ahrefs. Then there are free versions like WordStream. I believe Ubersuggest is also a free one that you have to sign up for. And then once you've found a bunch of different keywords, it's all about looking at their search volume and how difficult it is to rank for them to decide whether you include those or different ones.
Can you talk us a little bit more about those rankings? Because we all see that, but what exactly does it mean?
Yeah, so search volume when you're doing keyword research means how many people search for those keywords a month. And you might think that you want to choose the most searched for keywords, but generally they tend to be very broad and very competitive. So another metric you'll find when you're looking at keywords is keyword difficulty, which means how easy or difficult it is for a website to rank for that keyword. And what tends to happen is that the keywords that have the highest search volume usually are the most difficult to rank for, but they also reveal the least intent. For example, the search term dresses, it's highly competitive. You're competing with, big, every single clothing store basically. And then you also don't know what type of dress they're looking for because it's very broad. Are they looking for a wedding dress? Are they looking for an evening gown? Are they looking for a children's dress? And so that's not necessarily going to be a good keyword to target because it is very broad, it's very competitive, and you're probably not going to be able to rank for it if you're a new small business. Whereas the search term lace wedding dress, it's a little bit longer. It has less search volume, but it is easier to rank for, and we know exactly what someone is looking for. So we can tailor that content really well for that keyword. So the lower the keyword search volume is, the easier it is to rank for, and we know the most of the customer intent.
And how can we make sure that we start ranking for that specific term? So if we, for example, do a very specific term of saying, I don't medieval romance writing coach, how would we rank? How would we be able to rank for that?
So the first step is creating great page content, making sure you have enough copy on your page, making sure you're including that keyword in, but not too many times, making sure the writing is, free from grammatical errors, it sounds good. Basically, you want to be the most relevant source of information for that keyword. So what you can do is you can Google it and have a look and see who the first couple of results are, see what they've included on their page and try and do better than them. Then making sure it's included in your title tag and meta description, making sure you're creating content around those keywords and trying to increase your backlinks and just, trying to be the best result for that keyword, because Google wants to show the best results. It doesn't want someone to land on a website and then go, well, there's not enough information for me here, and have to go somewhere else.
What do you mean with meta description and backlinks?
So title tags and meta description, these are the heading, the blue title, and the 2 lines of text that show up on search results. So the title tag, including your keyword in the title tag, is going to help you rank.
The title tag, is that the title of the,
the blue
blog or the,
Yeah, so in the back end, you'll be able to add a title tag and meta description to every page, whether you use Squarespace, WordPress, Wix, or Show It, any of those. And the title tag should include the keyword. And the meta description is what actually convinces someone to click on your website over another one. Because even if you do show up, you're still competing with every other listing that's shown up on those search results. So you want it to be really compelling. You want to sort of give a summary of what the page is about, include your unique selling propositions there. And that's going to help you not only show up for the keyword, but help get people to your site.
So for example, if we go back to our medieval Romance writing coach, her meta description could be, for example, I only focus on people who want to write romance stories in a medieval setting. Oh my God, I can't pronounce the word, and of course I use that as an example. Anyway.
Yeah, so you want to include, it's basically like a little summary of the page. So you might, if it's an about page, you might write one sentence sort of introducing yourself and what you do, and then the second sentence might be talking about why people love working with you. So you've got, you can tell people what you do, why they want to work with you, and that's going to help someone decide to click on your result.
Okay, great, thank you. And then the backlinks, because that is another technical term that I think many of us have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. So back when Google was quite new, they basically decided that the more websites that linked to your website, it meant the more credible you were. And Google wants to show the most credible, trustworthy results. Unfortunately, a lot of people would then go and try and get their website linked by lots of other websites. So a backlink is literally just a hyperlink from one website to your website. And so then Google decided that they're going to change it so that backlinks from sites that are high quality and high authority and relevant to your website mean more than just a backlink from any website. So when we're trying to build authority, we're trying to also get backlinks from other websites, specifically in our niche, to try and help us seem more credible and more authoritative.
And does that work the other way around? So, for example, if a writing coach puts a link to a website with a lot of authority, does that help as well? Or it really has to be the website with the highest authority that has to backlink to the website of the writing coach?
Yeah, it doesn't work both ways. It really is just the authoritative website needs to link to your website. That's where most of the benefit comes from.
Okay, but I can guess that, especially in the beginning, that's a more difficult one to put in place. So when we are starting writing coach, what is the best way and the most easiest way for us to rank higher?
So definitely starting with blog writing, because so once you have a well-optimized website, it's technically sound as well, then you want to start looking at creating content, because creating content is great for SEO in that it helps get more keywords onto your website in a really natural way without keyword stuffing. It helps Google understand the context of your website and what you're trying to be known for. And then it also helps with those long tail keywords, or like the questions that people type into Google. It helps people find you through there. And then from a customer point of view, it helps build your authority. It helps give you content for newsletters, social media posts. And so definitely once you've got a great website, starting to write blogs is probably the second way that you can start trying to increase your rankings.
And how much posts per week, or can we, for example, just publish 5 posts and hope that that will work, or it has to be something consistent and over time?
It really depends, and it depends on, you know, how competitive your keywords are. Some people can get away with doing 1 a month. Some people, you know, have to do a couple a week. I don't think that, you know, writing coaches would need to do too many, but I mean, ideally 2 to 3 a month is really, really good. But you want to make sure that you're not just writing whatever. Each blog needs to have a purpose and a plan.
Okay, so rather you can completely start ranking if you have 2 or 3 blog posts a month, but like you say, really focus on the quality of the post rather than the quantity, even though it depends on how competitive the keyword is that you're trying to rank in for.
Yeah, definitely focusing on quality over quantity is key.
Yeah, and that makes me think about the website as well. How often do you suggest to change the wording on a website? Because especially in the beginning, even if you're advanced, a website always changes. You know, you get more experience, you start saying things differently. Would you suggest to like update the website every 6 months, a year, or you would say don't touch it too much?
I would say if you've done keyword research at the start and 3 months later you're not seeing any results, it's really important to be patient and don't go changing anything. Ideally, you would be looking at your analytics every month, seeing what's happening, and then sort of 6 months to a year, if you're still not getting a lot of inquiries from organic traffic, then I would go back, have a look at your website, maybe engage the help of an SEO specialist to try and work out what you can do to improve it. But definitely don't go completely getting rid of all the website copy on your website and starting again. It's best to build on it rather than remove it.
And what exactly is the analytics that a writing coach should be watching?
So Google Analytics is a free tool provided by Google, and usually you can easily link that to your website, and it can tell you how many visitors are coming from different marketing channels, what they're doing on your website, how many are converting, and yeah, how long they're spending on your pages. And yeah, it's a really, really great free tool that you can use to look at your site.
And what is the one metric that you would say that's the one that you keep an eye on, because that's really linked to your SEO? And
I mean, the goal is conversions. However, conversions don't always happen in a linear way because, you know, people like to do research. They might, you know, they might find you on Google and then 2 weeks later find you on Facebook and then convert from Facebook. And that doesn't mean that, you know, your SEO hasn't helped. It just means that it's contributed to the journey. So while conversions are important, I probably would look at organic traffic because, you know, if you appear higher in search results, the chances are that you're probably going to get more organic traffic to your site. But also, if you're doing marketing, you know, through social media or email, organic traffic can also help you see if those channels are contributing, because people might see a social media post that you do and then Google you and come from Google. So I think organic traffic is a pretty good place to start when you're looking at your analytics.
And do you have like a number in mind that you would say that shows success, or, you know, or something you should be under or below? Of course, I know if you have 0% of organic traffic, that's
no, it really depends. And I think also what's important is that you need to also, through keyword research, see whether people are searching for your services on Google, because they might not. They might be searching for them through Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram. So don't try and force your SEO if your customers aren't spending time there. It's still good to have a well-optimized website and to look at, you know, the principles of SEO and to make sure that your website is, you know, well laid out or you've got great content. But don't get too worried if your organic traffic isn't a lot, but you're still getting clients, because not everyone is going to be searching for you on Google or coming through Google. So it doesn't mean that you're a failure if you're not getting a lot of organic traffic.
Oh, that's actually an excellent remark, because then it means that you probably have to focus your SEO efforts on? Well, for example, Facebook, if you get all your search through all your leads to Facebook, for example.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one to know. I didn't even think about that one. And what are the mistakes we should really stay clear of?
Mistakes are, the first one would be keyword stuffing, where you try and put your keyword on a page a lot to try and rank higher. However, this sort of does the opposite. Google can penalize you because it knows that it's unnatural. So making sure that your copy is really natural, it's really well written, it has, great grammar. That's probably the first thing. The second would be probably just not focusing on it. I think a lot of people will do it once and then leave it, but I think if you can do a little bit each month, it's going to really help your entire efforts.
And each month, it means, for example, publishing the blog post, or
working on creating, maybe there's a new service page that you can create based on a keyword that you've found that you want to show up for. Just working on it bit by bit. So completely ignoring it, I think, and hoping that it will go away and it won't affect you, is probably the biggest mistake I see.
Okay, great. That's a good one too. So during the interview as well, and on your own social media and what you publish, you talk a lot about the customer experience. So can you explain us a little bit more what's the link with SEO and how we can improve our customer experience through the good use of SEO?
Yeah, so when you think about all the SEO principles, like, making sure you choose the right keywords, having a fast site speed, making sure you produce great content, if you think about it from a customer point of view, all of those help the customer. Having a fast site speed means that I'm able to find what I need more quickly, and no one likes a slow website. Publishing content on your website means that I can find great information and get answers to my problems. Choosing the right keywords means that I can land on your site and know that I'm going to find the information that I want to find. So in that sense, a lot of what you do for SEO is actually about customer experience, because we're all Google's customers. People that use Google are Google's customers, and it's in Google's best interest to provide us with a great search experience, so showing the most relevant results, because otherwise we would stop using Google. They would lose, people advertising on their platform. So that's sort of how it's linked to customer experience.
Okay, so it's really like helping Google to help your client.
Yeah, exactly.
Remi, this has been really a very interesting conversation, and I would love to continue talking with you, but we do need to wrap up. So I have one last question. Can you give us a small tip if a writing coach sees this interview and says, okay, I want to start working on the SEO of my website now? What could you suggest?
I would say something that's probably going to make a big difference is looking at your title tags and meta descriptions, and making sure that you have included your keyword in your title tags, making sure that your meta descriptions are really compelling and is going to make someone want to click on them, making sure they're the right length as well. And because this is often the first thing people will see when they're interacting, with Google and your website. So you want to make sure that those are correct, because, if they are optimized and correct, and if they're well written, that's going to get people onto your site. So I would say, if you're watching this, the first thing to go away and do today is to have a look at your title tags and meta descriptions and see how you can make them better.
And you can absolutely tag us or Remi if you have a little issue and you would like us to have a look at your keyword. We would more than happy to help you. Thank you so much, Remi. So if there are people who would like to get really serious with their SEO and hire you, where can they find you?
Yep, so you can find me on Instagram at SundayBestDigital. I also have the website www.sundaybestdigital.com.au, and you can just send me an inquiry or an email from there.
Yeah. Just as a reminder, all the links that we've discussed in the video and the website of Remi is going to be in the show notes of the video, so you'll find them under the video to make it easier for you to find them. Thank you so much, Remi. And that's it. Now, I hope that you as a writing coach has learned a little bit more about the importance of SEO for your website and how you can implement it. As a reminder, Remi talked to us about the importance of keyword search, making sure that the keyword research matches the intention of your visitor. And the third one, making sure that you have a fast website so that you can offer your visitor a good customer experience. If you like this episode and you want the next one of this show straight away in your email box, don't forget to sign up for the weekly newsletter for writing coaches. You can find the link below the comments. If you already are a subscriber, share the love and share this episode. I hope this has helped. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.